To Studio 10, joining us today is Brock Fletcher with the selling team with Keller Williams Realty. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
We were going to do the weather patio, but we brought you inside because there's a chance of rain. So
I'm very thankful for that. Appreciate it. Made my day.
We've had a lot of fun out there.
We've had enough fun.
Yeah,
on the
all
weather
right.
patio.
So let me ask you, because we are, into spring now officially on the calendar,
Sure.
but what does the spring market look like? Are we seeing any changes when it comes to the real estate market?
Really low inventory.
Still?
That's for sure.
Okay.
More offers than ever, at least 10 on every listing. Offers are going well above the asking price. We're seeing people using escalation clauses and appraisal guarantees and offering the sellers free occupancy after closing. And so it's every bit as competitive as it has been the last 2 years.
Okay, so still nothing really new when it comes to the market and the lack of inventory at this point.
It just remains a constant.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now here's the thing, because it is a seller's market, and we keep hearing that over and over again, seller's market, seller's market.
Yep.
I think a lot of sellers kind of are naive, maybe they think that they can do nothing wrong when it comes to selling their home. But you've got some tips today on some things that people should stay away from doing when they're trying to sell their home, right?
Yeah, definitely, and things to do right,
Okay.
to make sure that you're going to get that outcome that you want.
Okay.
So in terms of things that you want to do, you still want to make sure that your home is spick and span clean. You still want to make sure that you're taking care of any deficiencies that are present, like, if something is flat out broken or doesn't work, you still want to get those things fixed. You still want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. You want to be easy to work with. You want to make sure that you're doing everything possible to make it easy for the buyers to say yes to your property.
Okay.
As well. Yep.
One thing too, and we see it on the screen there, underestimate the cost. What does that mean?
Yeah, so a lot of times sellers don't understand what it costs to sell their home. So that's part of the consultative process we help educate them in terms of the cost of selling their home, real estate commissions, state and county transfer taxes, home warranties, things of that nature. It generally costs about 8% or so to sell your home. So that's just education up front in the appointment process.
Okay.
Yep.
Some other tips too. I think a lot of times a homeowner, they have grown attached to that home, so they kind of set an unrealistic price on that home. Is that one of the tips as well?
Yeah, I mean, we always pull comparable sales data to help them set a price. Now, because it is such a personal decision for them, sometimes sellers, and this might strike you all with some level of surprise, sometimes people think their stuff is worth more than it actually is. And
Right.
So here's the reality. When you're presenting that data, you have to make sure that you're doing it with the facts, right?
Okay.
You have to help them see the fact of the matter. As much as they love their home, it doesn't mean that everybody is going to pay that inflated sales price. So truth be told, homes that are overpriced still don't sell.
Okay.
That's
good to
still
know.
a truth.
What about, I know, and another tip that we have is not to ignore those repairs and renovations. You think, I'm getting rid of this house, I don't need to take care of it. That's not true.
You still have to maintain it right till the very end. If you've got clear repairs or deficiencies that need to be dealt with, you need to get those done, right? I mean, when you sell a car, you wash it, you clean it, you sweep it, you present your best foot forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we have got one more when it comes to tips, only considering the highest offer. That's not true. You should actually consider a lot of the offers.
There's a lot of things other than price that make a great offer. And so it's important that in the selling process that you have enough education. Typically, it's having a great real estate agent that can help educate you in terms of what are the terms that make a great offer. It's not just about the price, right? It's who are they financing with? Are they doing home inspection contingencies? Are they removing home inspection? Well, how much of a good faith deposit? There's about 4 or 5 really important items that are in an offer that are just as important, if not more important, than the actual price itself. Because if it doesn't close, then the offer itself didn't matter.
Okay.
And 20% of real estate transactions fall apart.
And I think you mentioned this before, but it's worth mentioning. If we're driving through the neighborhood and we're seeing a house with a for sale sign out and it's been out there for months, they're doing something wrong.
Yeah, it's for sure overpriced, and there's probably something else that's happening there too. Yeah, anything that's on the market for more than about a week is probably overpriced.
Okay, and a good note for sellers that if you want to sell, you better be prepared to get out in a short period of time.
Especially if you're talking about showings, because you know when you put your house on the market, you have about 4 or 5 days where you're not really at home all day because your home is being shown all
Or
day.
it sells, and then you've got to find a place to live.
Yes, you have to be. Yeah, and most sellers are also buyers. So
Okay.
whatever awesome feeling you get as a seller because you're getting really high offers, a lot of times the feelings on being a buyer are quite the opposite,
Okay.
right? Because you're competing versus 10 other people
All right.
for what you're likely going to buy.
Well, before we let you go, give us that
Yep.
phone number. Where do people get a hold of you if they need to find out more?
Yep, it's 517-303-3262, or you can Google me. I can communicate any way you want to communicate.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for stopping in today.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Stick around. We've got more fun coming up after the break on Studio 10.